I think Joe is hurt. Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me, is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Clap on, clap off, the clapper.
Have a cocktail.
No, I don't care for any.
I said have a cocktail.
I guess he wants us to have a cocktail.
Waiter, will you serve the nuts? I mean, will you serve the guests the nuts?
Hold it! What the hell is that shit?
This stuff's going to play out. 28 laps to go, Marty. All right, and remember that Sorensen in the 83 and the 82 of Scott Speed took the wave around 2 cautions ago. They stay out here. They find themselves in the top 6. And here we go, back to green flag racing. Oh, my. Got a lot happening here. 5 wide. I never said that before. Gordon all the way down low, below the line, now finally slides back up. Oh, we're back to just 4 wide. I don't know if somebody missed a gear in there or if they were just jockeying for position, but it got jammed up in a hurry. Down the backstretch, there goes Biffle. He shoots past a couple of cars. He's going past Reagan now. That's Scott Speed right in front of him. Marcus Ambrose did a nice job. He's now shown in 5th position. The guy who finished 3rd last week. Battle for 2nd, side by side. You got Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick. Yeah, and Denny Hamlin took 4 tires back on lap 156 when these other guys just got fueled. This could be a big advantage in his court. You know, he won the first race here this year. Now, he didn't pit this last time, but he did pit the time before. And these other cars don't have as good of tires as he does. Well, the eventual winner led less than 15 laps in 3 of the last 5 Michigan races, and Denny Hamlin would fit that bill very nicely. Vince?
Well, the thing about Denny is that his car has been pretty good all day long, but he's just been mired back in traffic. He told Mike Ford, his crew chief, several times today, the car is better than it seems. He said, but I just can't get out of all this traffic. If I ever get some clean air, I think we're going to show what we got. Well, finally, they're up toward the front. He's starting to show what he's got. They did make, as you noted, put on 4 tires, and they gave him just a little bit out of the right rear to help him with some tightness on that last stop.
And if you remember, since his win here in June, he's had 1 top 5 finish for the entire Joe Gibbs Racing team in the last 7 races. So this is a shot in the arm that they needed. How about Ambrose going side by side on the high side of Biffle? I tell you, Biffle's made a nice move up there with his 4 tires, though. He restarted back about 16th, I believe it was, and he's got himself up in the 4th spot now. Marcus does the little slide there. Regan Smith right in front of him. There is the front half of this field.
Pretty good that lap.
Lap and a half to go. Stewart still in 15th.
Smooth, one more time around. Joel Edmonds, the spotter for the 16 car.
Mark goes to the bottom, picking up the throttle. Got a pretty good run. He's there, right beside him.
Last lap of the season. Teammates Mark Martin and Greg Biffle fighting for the lead while Tony Stewart tries to hang on to his position to clinch the championship.
Oh, this is going to be good off of 2.
This has been Biffle's sweet spot off the 2nd corner.
Mark's there.
He's there.
And I think Mark's been better in 4.
Looks that way.
See if he can hold up. Boy, Biffle drove in deep.
Will it stick?
Oh, he's sliding up the track.
Out of 4, they come to the line.
Wow.
Greg Biffle wins the race. Watching for Tony Stewart.
What's up, people? Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome to the Third Floor Friday Night Sports Chat Live. Let's chat sports. We got some activity in the chat already. Angus, good evening. Texas Hockey Card, first on the scene. What's you guys doing? What's happening, man? This is your forum. It's time to talk some sports. Just paying some homage there to Greg Biffle. I didn't get a chance to put anything together last night for him, so we did something tonight for him. Hope you enjoyed that little tribute there to the number 16, Greg Biffle. May he rest in peace. All right. Now we got that out of the way. Let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more into the festivities of the whole sports. Everything is winding. Well, some sports are winding down. Some sports are hitting the peak. Other sports are getting ready to ramp up. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. Like I said, we got the NFL playoffs. We're going to get into that right now. We're going to take a peek at Week 16, lay some picks out there, see what's going on. We'll take a look at the NFL leaderboard. We'll see our top passers, rushers, receivers. Take a quick look at some defensive leaders as well. We'll talk some NASCAR if you want. We'll talk baseball if you want. We'll talk 70-mile-an-hour winds in the Midwest if you want. We'll talk about, hey, we started conversations here and we wound up fucking Cindy Crawford somehow. So anything happens when we chat sports live. So like I said, guys, I'm here for you. Got a couple nice things lined up for you in the queue. And like I said, a lot of things are starting to wind down now. It's like football is starting to ramp. The regular season winding down, then we get into a whole new thing with the playoffs. Guys, pitchers, catchers are really not that far away. Green flag coming up on the 15th of February for NASCAR. I think it's really unique what NASCAR does if you think about it. The championship starts with the biggest race of the year. It's like the NFL starting their season with the Super Bowl. That's how NASCAR kicks off their season. Their championship runs start with the biggest race on the fucking planet. So not only is that the beginning of your season, you want to get a good run there at Daytona for the beginning of the season, but it's the Daytona 500, which puts everything at a whole nother level to get your name on that trophy and become a Daytona 500 winner. Because once you become a Daytona 500 winner, your entire life changes. All righty, my drugs are in. My drugs are in. Yay! Pharmacy letting me know that the drugs are in. And we'll get up early tomorrow and go walk and get them. But, yeah, like NASCAR, I like that, man. Biggest race of the year. It's like the Super Bowl of their season. And that kicks it off, the points race. Speaking of the Daytona 500, we will be covering the Daytona, as they call it, Speed Week. We're not going to do qualifying. We will bring you live flag-to-flag coverage of Duels 1 and Duels 2 on February 12th. That's Thursday. 7 o'clock, everything starts on the East Coast. Will be 4 o'clock here. And we're just going to leave the stream open. We're not going to do Duel 1, then Duel 2. We'll just do both. We'll cover both duels. So it'll be we'll be on for a minute, but we're going to bring you flag-to-flag coverage of NASCAR Speed Week at Daytona, leading up to flag-to-flag, green to checker, live coverage of the Daytona 500, the great American race. Going to have a go at it, guys. I'm going to see if I can call a NASCAR race. We got football. We got baseball. Now we're tackling NASCAR. We've done wrestling. So anything but hockey. And I only say that because there ain't no... By the time I get the guy's name out, get to figure out how to pronounce the guy's fucking name, it'd probably be 3 line changes in a TV commercial. God bless the guys that call hockey games. Is John the Beagle Dad in here? John, what are you doing up so late, bro? Oh, that's right. It's a Friday night. It's a Friday night. How you doing, John? How you feeling, buddy? How's the weather? You really glad you don't live where I live right now, man. It is damp, chilly, rainy. The sun was no sign of the sun all day. It looked like dusk all day. It was hard to determine morning, noon, and night right now. It started out as a low whimper of rain, drizzle. Now it's raining pretty good. And if you were here last night, Desiree was giving us the update from her friend in Washington who said this was coming down. I knew it was coming down, the atmospheric river shit. But anyway, let's see what's going on over here in the chat. What's going on? Angus in the house. Hey, Vic, what's happening in Texas? How are you doing there? I got it. R.I.P. Yes, R.I.P. to Greg Biffle. Paid homage to him in the beginning. I think I got another clip of Biffle. I think I got 2 clips of Biffle coming. Let me see what I got in the queue here. Yeah, that's right. I forgot I put that in there. Texas saying hey to Angus. Angus saying good evening to me and all the silent lurkers. Angus, you been into the rum candy? What are you up to, guy? You're the kind of guy I would definitely hang with. I would definitely sit around a campfire, drink beers, smoke joints. I would probably, depending on where we got them, I'd probably do mushrooms with you. And just trip out in the fucking woods listening to some Grateful Dead somewhere out there in the Midwest somewhere where it's safe from bullet fire and 80 fucking mile an hour winds. I'm not coming out there during tornado season, my friend. John Beagle Dad saying hello to everybody. Everybody just exchanging hellos. That is kind of cool with the biggest race being on race day number 1. Yeah, you think about that just for when you put it in perspective, it's probably the ultimate promotion for your sport. And they probably did it without even knowing. I'm sure they knew, NASCAR is going to grow, blah, blah, blah. Not to the level it is now. NASCAR is just, nobody's close to the NFL. But if I had to pick a sport that's close to the NFL, I'd probably say like European soccer shit, some of that shit. But then I put NASCAR up there, man. You're talking $1.5 million to go on a hood with your company name. Yeah, but if you put that in perspective, it's like no other sport can do that. No other sport can do that. Start their season with the absolute biggest fucking event of the sports season. Nothing's like the Daytona 500. It's a race within a race. It's the first race of the year. You got kinks to work out, man. You're working out all new angles. You're working new guys in the pits. You're working new crew chiefs, new drivers, new spotters. You got a slew of new drivers coming in. You got a slew of new sponsors coming in. There is so much pressure going into the beginning of the season for these drivers. Just put it in the driver's perspective. Once they strap in, it is just fucking balls to the wall. They don't give a fuck sponsorship or nothing. They want to win the freaking race. And that's what makes it so unique about their playoff system. Running the first few races and then leaving the last 10 to eliminate 16 guys. Well, you say, well, where's the competition in any NASCAR race is to be the first fucking car across the fucking finish line. No matter championship on the line, no matter what. You're talking first wins. You're talking get me another sponsor, last ditch effort. There is so much on the line for the driver once he straps in. And then you put everything else in perspective. His life is on the line, the entire race. Especially at Daytona, Talladega, Michigan, Charlotte, Atlanta is fucking balls nuts. I was at Dover. That is insanity on a high banked 1 mile oval. They're literally pinned to the fucking track because of the air pressure that they're pushing down on these fucking cars. It's fucking amazing. And you could tell because when they come by in a slow pace wrap in front of you, you could see the space between the pavement and the car. When they're full bore, you can't even fucking see the pavement. It looks like it's in the car. The car is just glued to the fucking track. And just a little, you gone. You imagine wiping out all the effort, all the time you put into building that one piece of equipment built to go 500 fucking miles, and you blow up in the first couple laps. You got an O-ring. The stupidest thing can go wrong. Tire, anything. It's amazing. So they started off that way. Bam! Here's the biggest fucking race of the year. Win it, and your name changes forever. Your life changes forever. But most importantly, you got a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field. Maybe. If you had an all-good day, you could win it on the last lap and not even fucking be in contention at Daytona, Talladega. So you never know. They call it the big one. We'll get into more of that as we get into our NASCAR coverage. I got a ton of fucking clips. I'm talking wrecks. I got wrecks. You're going to wonder if it's NASCAR or if it's the fucking Jersey Park, Garden State Parkway or Jersey Turnpike. But anyway, just to break away from NASCAR a little bit, I got another clip of Greg Biffle I think everybody will enjoy. And then we're going to move on. We'll talk some football. Whatever you guys want to talk about, just put it in the chat and let's talk. Let's talk sports. Let's talk sports live. Just enjoy this. Let's remember Greg like this, okay?
Meet Greg Biffle, Subway-sponsored professional race car driver. A man who doesn't know the meaning of the word slow.
Done! I win! Yes!
Subway, proud sponsor of Greg Biffle and the number 16 car.
Biffle, you're the man!
Subway, eat fresh.
Well, now, where's the fire, boys? Oh, fresh toasted sandwiches. Well, get those babies home before they get cold.
Fresh toasted sandwiches from Subway restaurants.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
Sponsors of Greg Biffle and Car 16.
There you go. Remember, I love that Subway. He just jumps up, grabs the soda, and just... Oh, my God. I love that commercial. That's insane. I love that. That's how we want to remember him, with a smile on our face right now as we move into the next part. Who said that? Yeah, Angus, you're right. A rookie mistake in the first turn. Take out 10, 12 cars in a heart fucking beat. Now, one thing that NASCAR does do, which is unique and different than any other sport, they let you know who the rookie is on that fucking... They let the drivers know by they put a yellow tape streak across the back of their car on the bottom of the rear end. There's a bright yellow stripe. The only car that contains that is a rookie, to let the veteran know he's coming up on a rookie. Or if he looks behind him, he knows that the rookie's there. It's insane. It's great communication. Again, colors signifying something else in NASCAR. NASCAR's put together very well, and you are absolutely 100% right that the point system allows that to happen. Now, the point system, I was trying to get away from NASCAR, so much for that. But, hey, we're here to talk sports, so let's get this out. It just needs to be tweaked a little bit. The point system just needs just a little bit of tweaking. Now, you used to get 5 points for leading the lap. You used to get 5 points for the most laps led. Now you got into stages, which kind of gives you that, but it gives you that 3 times in the race. You know what I'm saying? A stage win should be completely separate. You do the 1 through 5. They go 1 through 10. You start with 10, go down to 1. So if you finish 10th, you get a point. In stage. My theory is to include, if you don't want to do, I mean, if it comes down with points, really, you can go 3 to 5. Lap led, 3 bonus points. Most laps led, 3 bonus points, or 5. And I also think what they're doing, or they could do, and I think they're doing this, I'm not sure, but you do get a bonus, two bonus points or they should give you 2 bonus points if you record the fastest lap of the race. Just my opinion. Just a couple tweaks right there. It'll bring a couple of those lower guys up who stay on the track for yellows. Because that was a big time decision back in NASCAR. When a yellow would come out and you'd be like, fuck, we didn't lead a lap yet. If those 5 cars in front of us come in, we stay on, we cross the start finish, we are technically the leader of the race. We can come back around and then make our pit stop. So is it more important for us to go grab those 5 points or get in here and get 4 fresh, maintain our track position if we get a good clean pit stop? Or do we just stay there? And so many times guys would just ride for that 5. That 5 points was so fucking crucial back in the day. Those 5 bonus points were so crucial to lead a lap, which is probably more difficult than winning it. Get up front and stay out front. But anyway, where are we at? Yeah, learner's permit. Absolutely. Rookies are under strict rules that a lot of people don't understand because they really don't go into depth on TV about it. But the rookies are under certain rules. They have to maintain a certain speed. They got to be clean. They got to keep their noses clean. NASCAR doesn't fuck around, man. Because you got lives on the line. You can't fuck around. Hockey names are easy. Okay, Texas. Well, how long you been calling hockey names? You're pulling them out of a pouch and you're looking at it and you get a good couple minutes to stare at that thing. To do it on the fly? Nah. I'm saying to do it on the fly would act up. The actions and the speed in hockey. Sam Rosen, man, God bless him with JD back in the day, man. There was some what's that guy? Thorne, Greg Thorne, Bob Thorne from ESPN back in the day. He was on there with what was that guy's name? Jesus Christ, I could see him. He was a retired hockey player. I can't think of his name. It was Thorne. I can't remember the other guy he was with, man. Thank you, Texas, for clipping that out and making a comment there. Run from them revenues. That's how it all started, bro, right? I'm sure everybody knows that. That's not really a secret that NASCAR was born on bootlegging. The best drivers would get together and run around in a circle for a while, and they would have a big cookout, celebrate for all their big runs. Great story, Junior Johnson. Go back to the Bruce Springsteen song, Cadillac Ranch. Junior Johnson running through the woods of Carolina. Even Burt Reynolds in that black Trans Am. You only see half the action with hockey on TV. The cameras tend to zoom too much. Yeah, Angus, there's one thing about hockey, and I will admit this. I love hockey. I could watch hockey on TV. I don't have that problem. I love the sport, and I think my mind's already pre-adjusted to what you're talking about. But the first time I walked into the Brendan Byrne Arena, Jersey Devils. Oh, they used to come out to Run with the Devil by Van Halen, and that place was fucking lit. And besides that, I seen Van Halen there a couple times, and I heard that song live by them, so it was even more cooler. But I digress. Hockey live is, as far as I'm concerned, it's probably the best bang for your buck. And it's probably not as expensive as all the other sports. Watching hockey live is literally, I could almost say this. If you watch hockey on TV and you've never been to a live game, you go to a live game and you go, that was a different sport. One of the most insane things that you can do when you go to a hockey game live, and what I picked up on and what I started watching and focusing on, was the line changes. You don't see all these line changes on TV because of the action on the puck, but when you watch that puck go in, man, you look over and you see these line changes, you're like, holy shit, how did these fucking guys, man, that's an art in itself, line changes. I wonder how much practice and effort goes into that they do, that the skill practices that they must have to pull off line changes. Phenomenal. But there's so much action. But the sound of the game, the hits, the boarding, the skates, the puck, the sticks, man, just if you've never been, man, go to a hockey game, man. Go to a hockey game. The same thing like going to a live wrestling. It's night and day. Football's football. Baseball's baseball. Basketball's basketball. But hockey's, and a lot of people knock NASCAR watching that, but I'm a fan of NASCAR because I already know storylines going into the event, and some of them go on to the track. You got guys that don't like each other. You got guys that have a little bit of an issue sometimes, especially later in the season. And it could get a little grimy, especially when they get to the smaller tracks, when they know they can bang a fucking guy, take the fine, and not kill him. You don't want to take anybody out of Daytona or Talladega. I mean, most of the times when they retaliate there, man, they'll bang you on pit road or on a yellow lap, when there's a yellow out and you're slow, they'll come up and bump you maybe give you a little fucking donut. Dale Earnhardt was famous for rolling up on guys who weren't tangled up or had clean cars, and it'd be a pace lap for a yellow, and my man would just drive up to the side of a car, put his fucking tire mark right there. You ain't going home clean. If I'm dirty, you're dirty too. He hit the pace car one night. They told him the only thing you haven't hit tonight was the pace car. It was at Richmond, and the motherfucker went out and bumped the fucking pace car. What's his name? The famous guy that used to drive the pace car was driving it. Dale Earnhardt, Jerry Punch's first assignment was to interview before a race. Jerry Punch's first assignment. It's him and the cameraman. They find Dale Earnhardt. He's there. Dale Earnhardt was a big dude. He was like 6'2", something like that. Jerry Punch is a little dude. So when he walked over to Earnhardt to do the interview, Earnhardt's like, oh, okay. So when he turned around, just as he gave the nod to go live to record it, Earnhardt stood on his foot, on Jerry Punch's foot while he was interviewing him, and kept on like pushing down on it. What the whole time the guy's fucking doing an interview. His first time, he's like, hey, you want to interview Dale Earnhardt? He's like, oh my God, yeah, what a fucking Jerry. He's like, next time they heard his assignment was to go Dale Earnhardt. He's like, I ain't going to hear that guy. You know, it was all in fun, but what a crazy story. What a way to pop your virginity on pit road before a game. I mean, before a race, and they're like, your assignment's Dale Earnhardt. How excited you are. All of a sudden, this big motherfucker's just standing on your foot and you're trying to interview him. And you can't do nothing. You're live. Just a quick Earnhardt story. Jerry Punch. John the Beagle Dad got 243 miles to drive tomorrow, and he is here at the third floor hanging out before he passes out, before he drives 243 miles to go watch rockets launch. You're going to Canaveral, right, John? I believe you said you're going to Canaveral. You got rockets and spaceships. I think John's going there, and he's getting on a ship, and he's getting the fuck out of here. He just ain't telling us. And he's going to take all his beautiful beagles with him. Angus, agree about Hockey Live. I can track tactics better in person. Sound, too. Sound is, wow. The sound is crazy, dude. That's why the sound in a WWE match or just a live wrestling match, when you're there, the sound is really fucking eerie. You know, you don't get that as much as the impact as you do when you're there, man. You can almost feel that shit when it's happening right there, man. Especially indies when they slam them cheap mats. Bam! Sounds like a cannon going off. Icer. No launches this weekend, I wish. Oh, no launches? So it's just, I guess you can just go down there and crew, like do a tour thing. Okay, that would even be cool to me, man, just to go to Cape Canaveral. And just be in that historic spot, I would like to go to that spot on the other side of the water where everybody was with the cameras when they took off to the moon in '69. Remember that? They had all those people were lined up on that beach or whatever across that body of water there. You know what I'm talking about, John? John's probably the only one listening anymore. He's like, now they're talking about rocket ships. But that shot, there's water in front, and Canaveral's right there, and those people with the 16 millimeters and shit, and the Kodaks. I'd like to go and stand over there where those people stood and just absorb that for a moment. Because to me, sometimes the angle of history is just as important as the moment of history. Where were you standing at the moment of history? You know what I'm saying? Like me, I was literally up on the footrail, arms totally up, completely fucking like halfway over the fucking bar the night the Rangers won the cup. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was like, come on, and I'm watching the clock, and just from that, I just was on the bar. It was at the Elks, so I didn't have to worry about. Well, they wanted to throw me out. They weren't going to throw me out. Bought everybody in the fucking place a drink. But I was on the bar. Rangers! Rangers! Because we were at the game. What game were we at? 1 or 2? What the fuck game were we at? We went to game 2. Yeah, I think we were at game 2. 1 or 2. I don't think we were at game 1. I'm not. No, we were at game 1, 2 for Devils, but we were at game 2 for the Rangers that year. Yeah, we went up there for that, and it was fucking insanity. And to be honest with you, that's why we didn't go back for, what was it, 5 and 6 back at the Garden. You couldn't get a ticket for 6. Forget getting a ticket for 7. Even back in them days. I've always wanted to go to Cape Canaveral when I was a kid. I used to record hours of Apollo and Skylab missions on my cassette recorder. Yeah, I hear you, Angus. You know what? A Skylab Bally's pinball machine hit Lee's Arcade that year. Trying to think what year it was. It was very early in the 70s. Man, I own that fucking machine. That Skylab fucking pinball Bally's was, oh man, it was potent. I kill it, man. Nobody could touch me in pinball, by the way. Nobody. No, there ain't. I don't think there's anybody on well, I'm sure somebody on the planet. But it'd be long, hard, and find somebody to beat me in fucking pinball. Christ, I was born just playing that from the time I could see the glass. You wore all the NASCAR patches on your coat, too. That's cool. I had the Cape Canaveral playset. I'm a little concerned about leaving the pup with my mother. She is puppy sitting at my house. Well, I don't think your mom's going to barbecue the beagle. Or are you worried about the beagle running her ragged? Or are you worried about her running the beagle ragged? Or are you just worried because you like to worry? Don't worry about it. This is your time to fly. Go enjoy yourself. Dogs will be fine. I was into pinball a whole lot. The Pinball Museum in Vegas rules. Yeah, there's the Pinball Museum in Vegas, yeah, but there's one here in San Jose on the pier that's, it's got everything, man. The only game it didn't have, and I am still looking for, is the double flipper game of Sinbad. A mix of all three, like I said, John. I nailed it, John. I knew it. You'll be fine, buddy. You'll be fine, my man. Those dogs would be cool. Watch this link was cool. I'll be watching videos while I see the exhibits. That's cool, man. You enjoy yourself, John. You have a great time, man. Again, it is holiday season. Sure, traffic's definitely absolutely insanity down there in the great state of Florida. Just be careful, John. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Stay blessed. And to you and to your entire family, my friend John the Beagle Dad, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Not that you're going anywhere, but just in case you like to sneak in and out, so I wanted to make sure I caught you while I had you. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to take just a quick break and be right back. I'm going to grab something to drink. going really well. Yeah, he is really turning into a well-behaved pup and training him not to jump on people. Well, I had to train my kid not to do that. That wasn't easy. But we can talk about that on the other side of this sports moment. From across the pond, going on right now, the World Darts Championship at the Alley Pally. And one of this year's favorites, and one of my favorites, Peter Snakebite Wright. Boom! What's he got to say about the World Championship so far in darts? Cover it all, folks.
Is that version of Peter Wright still in you?
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm still in. I know I'm going to win it. But I might win it in a horrible, scrappy, nasty way where people are missing doubles and stuff like that. I might win it in a lucky way, but they go, oh, you're the luckiest winner of 2026 World Champion. So what? I'll take it. £1 million, thank you.
You spoke about there playing Michael at his best and some of the games that you had were Gary in that equation as well, that all of you seem to struggle to produce it game after game like you used to, and this younger breed coming through. Is it inspiring or is it annoying that they're chomping at the bit?
I think their eyesight's better than ours. I think that's about it. I think obviously Gary's on the glasses, contacts. I don't know if Michael's wearing contacts at the moment, but obviously I think MVG's vision's probably going, but he don't admit it at the moment. But yeah.
Peter Snakebite Wright. They will have something set up for Christmas. He's the new NASA's guy administrator. That's cool. And you're leaving at 5:30? 10:30 where you're at now. You going to be running on Red Bull or are you running on coffee tomorrow? But yeah, there you go. The Ali Pally over there across the pond, our friends in London, as they usually do. The World Championship of Darts starts in December. They take a break the Christmas Day. It runs into New Year's. January 2nd is the finals, or January 3rd is the finals. And we're going to be bringing you updates from there because I love the game of darts. I think it is absolutely one of the higher skilled games that people just don't get, and they don't realize how intense the sport is and how much is on the line for the World Championship or darts. It's a long, grinding tour. They go all over the place. Vienna, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Australia. They even wind up in Vegas, Scotland. I mean, I'm leaving countries out, but the tour is absolutely insane, and the tour lasts the entire year. Plus, you got the Premier Games in between there, which is a competition of basically at the halfway point, all those who lead with merit and money, the top 16 are thrown into a 2-day, 3-day tournament, process of elimination, round robin. The money's insane. Even when they say, like he just said there, £1.5 million. Whatever £1.5 million is in our money, I don't know. I know it's over $1 million. It's got to be over $1 million something, right? So whatever £1.5 million equals, that's just the prize to win the World Championship. And again, with the World Championship in darts, again, you're talking the same level of winning the Super Bowl. You're winning the Daytona 500. You're winning the Stanley Cup. You're winning the World Series. You're winning a Cy Young. You're winning an MVP. It's all that rolled into one. And the competition right now is insane because there is a slew of young guys. Luke Litter and he's a prodigy of the power. And we all know, well, you guys don't know, but Phil the Power Taylor, 16-time world champion, who's just I'll show you highlights of Phil Taylor throwing darts, and you just will not fucking believe what you're seeing. The list goes on. Gary Anderson, Van Barneveld, MVG, Peter Wright, you see him there, Van Gerwen. Gerwin Price, he's a retired rugby guy. He throws darts now. He was a world championship back in the COVID year. He's a real fucking arrogant, cocky. I don't like him. And again, they all have characters. Everybody has characters. And I think one of the coolest things they do is they have walk-ons to a lot of American rock and roll music. The Barney Army of Raymond Van Barneveld, another world champion, 5-time world champion. His walk-on song is Eye of the Tiger. And when we get into this, I think the more I expose you to the world of darts, the WBC, the World Darts Commission, you're gonna really enjoy it. A lot of walk-on, man, a lot of energy, and the crowds that come out and watch darts are amongst the most insane fans you'll ever see. From cosplay, chants, singing, it's insanity. I'll put a little something together for the next live sports chat and just introduce you to a little bit more of it. But yeah, Peter Wright, he's a character. That's how he does. He themes his hair and everything. He comes out in character. He's probably dressed as an elf. All kinds of stuff. You never know what he's coming out with. He has designs on the side of his head of snakes, and it's just insane. His daughter and wife do his hair, and they do the painting on the side of his head. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff. But that's the world of darts. Just now I got that out of the way. Just didn't want to blindside you with some crazy fucking European darts. You're like, what the hell? It's really, really intense. And just like the level of stress and the skill level. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. The skill level of what they're doing, 501 backwards, and having to double out on the last. There's a lot of math involved in this. A lot of fucking math. And a lot of quick math. And the way they set it up with a scorer for each guy, and these math guys, a guy calling every... Hey, check this out.
Now the first signs of the pressure really getting to Charlie Manby. Cam Menzies looking for double one, away over the top. Can't find it.
Menzies has had his chances to save himself. Manby's got another chance to put this to bed.
Double four.
Double one. Charlie Manby wins on debut at Ali Pally. Champagne is fizzing at the Palace. It took him a while to hit the winning double. But my word, Cameron Menzies is beating the living daylights out of the water table. He kept his calm all the way through the game, but could not take his chance to save himself right at the end. But Charlie Manby, pay attention, because this kid has got something. You'll be seeing a lot more of him, and you'll be seeing him in round 2 on debut at Ali Pally.
I'm telling you, the level of that sport over there is absolutely insane. You don't think these guys are into it? Did you see what that guy did? He beat the fuck out of the table, cut his hand. I got other clips of it, but that was just to show you what the intensity level was like. And that crowd, how's that crowd, man? Is that crowd cool or what, man? They pick a favorite and they're gone. They love everybody, though. And when the 180s hit, phew, man, that's a thing of beauty. But anyway, there you go. A little introduction to darts. Let's close it out. We showed you Peter Wright, and he was talking about MVG. Maybe he's got his eyesight, and he's wearing contacts lately. Who's MVG? Well, MVG is a world champion as well. Michael Van Gerwen. And here's a quick clip of Michael Van Gerwen. Not one of my favorites.
In terms of you take every game one at a time, but Peter Wright's been quite vocal about potentially facing you down the line. How much would you love to beat him, Peter Wright?
Okay.
How much would you love to play him and beat
Who's
him
he
again?
playing next round?
Arno Merck.
Who?
Arno Merck. He beat
I don't know. I don't know. I love to play Peter Wright. I hope he has a big big mouth as he had the last 2 weeks because I keep smashing him in the exhibitions.
There you go. Tension brewing in the alley pally. Boom. All right. Where we go from here, folks? Where are we at now? Everybody wishing Johnny to have a good trip. He will have a great trip, man. Probably England too. I never knew the darts had as high emotions. Cool. Yeah, man. Angus, without a doubt. I mean, that's just a peak, bro. I mean, that's just the peak of what it is. I didn't want to put too much on this show about the darts. I wanted to kind of introduce it slowly to you guys, the audience, the fans, the chat, the everything, the reason I'm here. But anyway, real quick, guys, while you were here, tomorrow, Saturday, we have football. We have 2 big games tomorrow. Matter of fact, let's get into a little bit of football here, guys. What do you say? Let's talk some football for a few minutes. Let's take a look at the standings. Let's take a look at where we are sitting right now. Take a look at the leaders. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks. Let's take a look at the leading quarterbacks right now. See what we got. I believe this is the pass. I'm pretty sure this is the pass. There we go. There's your passing leaders right now. You got Stafford for the Rams, 4,179 yards. This is up to date after last night's game. Prescott, who's second in yardage, 3,931 yards. And then Darnold, who had an amazing comeback game against Stafford last night, right here on the third floor. We brought you that game, play by play. And what a game to call. What an ending. Overtime. 2-point conversion. Unbelievable. Sam Darnold, 3,703 yards. Your passing touchdown leaders. Stafford, again, still talk about MVP in it. 40. The only guy close to him, 11 behind, is the Lions, and that's Jeff Goff, 29. And again, Dak Prescott with 26 touchdowns this year. Stafford way ahead of everybody. Let's take a look at the receivers. Top receivers in the league. Top receivers in the league for Seattle. And again, these are all up to date, including last night's game. Even 225 yards by Puka Panuka Pakanaka Niki Naka. But before that, Seahawks, JSN, 1,637 yards. Guys, there's 3 games left. You think this guy can cruise to 2,000? Do you think Darnold can get him the ball for under 300 yards, actually? 263 yards in 3 games to eclipse 2,000 yards receiving. Puka Nuka Naka, 1,592 yards. He took down a post, apologized, and all kinds of stuff last night. He's a fucking disaster. Somebody better grab him and straighten him out real quick. Then you got Pickens for the Cowboys at 1,212 yards. Your leading receiving touchdown guys for the Rams, Devontae Adams, who they said is probably not going to play against the Falcons next week. He leads the league with 14 receiving touchdowns. Lions, St. Brown with 11, and tied are McBride and that should be, okay, I see what happened there. And McBride with 10, and also Seattle, JSN with 10 as well. Take a look at our rushing leaders. See what we got on the ground here. Your leading rusher right now in the NFL is Taylor, 1,443 yards. Right on his butt for the Bills is Cook with 1,415 yards. And having a really good year is Acne. I call him Acne because you guys know I love fucking with names. So D Acne, 1,186 yards, having a great yard. He's having a great yard for the Dolphins, and he's having a great year for the Dolphins as well. Unfortunately, the Dolphins are not having a good year for him. Touchdown leaders. For the Colts, there's Taylor again with 16 rushing touchdowns. Gibbs of the Lions, 13. And Jacobs of the Packers with 13. Have no idea why that Dolphin logo is in there, but what the hell? Every now and then someone gets by. Remember, AI, and I am the AI editor. But I like the way it looks anyway. I like the logos on the side. Doesn't really, just adds class to it. And a quick look at some defensive leaders. Your NFL leaders in defense. Sacks. You got Myles Garrett of the Browns. He's looking for the record at 21.5 sacks right now. 3 games to go. That's a lot of tackles for Brooks of the Dolphins, 155. And interceptions is Baird, 6 for the Bears. Not a big interception year individual-wise for anybody. But for the most part, you know. But there's a look at your leaders. Take a look at the, let's take a peek at week, okay, so now the NFL disappeared off of here. What is going on here? I have no idea what's going on here. It's crazy. There we go. Week 16 starts tomorrow. We will be live. Let's see what the times of these games are. 2 o'clock, so... Oh, my God. Early day out here. So we'll be live. We'll be going live at 11 on the West Coast, 2 on the East Coast with the Eagles and Commanders. Did I just say Commanders? Because I read it. Damn. I'm going to back that up. Week 16. We'll take a peek of Week 16 here. And it starts tomorrow at 11 o'clock here on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. And we will be live play-by-play for the Eagles at the Redskins. Eagles are a 7-point favorite, and the over-under is 44.5. I'll tell you what. Let's take the Eagles. Let's take the over. Sean Browning, how are you, friend? How are you, my buddy? How is everything with Sean Browning out there? Yes. If you did not see Sean, if you just go back to the opening of the show, the opening couple minutes are all devoted to Greg Biffle. And stick around because I still got one more Greg Biffle tribute coming up in a minute. But yeah, what's up, Sean? Thanks for coming in. Sean Browning, visiting from NY Mania. Make sure you get over there. The Christmas show with Nick and Chef Nick and Joe and Maria was spectacular. He's got some big interviews coming up real soon. A lot going on NY Mania. So please, guys, you already know everybody in here is already over there and subbed. But pass the word. Don't miss out. And you never know when yours truly might just happen to get on there somehow. It's like pulling teeth to get on. I'm only kidding. Sean, welcome aboard, my friend. Chime in, man. This is Sports Chat Live, man. Anything you want to talk about, bro? We're wide open tonight. The second game, which is at 5:20. No wonder these are my times. I'm sorry. So it's 2 o'clock. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Angus, why didn't you say, hey, man? Angus, come on, buddy. There we go. Now we're in tune. Eagles, Redskins at 2 o'clock live here on the West Coast. That's 5 o'clock back home. Is that correct? It says 2 o'clock and 5:20. So 5:20 is 8:20. So yeah, that makes sense. All right. So 2 o'clock live, and then we'll take a break. We'll come back for the late game. But we're gonna be here for both fucking games tomorrow. Just show up. When the game's on, we'll be on. Eagles, Redskins kick it off. We already covered that. Packers at the Bears, the oldest rivalry in football, and man, I will have some highlights and the small Third Floor Sports Moments clips. So if you really want to see some old school fucking Packers Bears shit, man, tune in for that, because I'll be trying to throw in many clips as I can during commercial breaks to keep it really going. Snoozing on the job. You're supposed to tell me, get a fucking hit in you. You can't talk. You need a hit. It's 4:20. Busy at work, 16-hour shift. Sean, God bless you, brother. I don't know what you're guarding, but whatever you're guarding, I hope they appreciate you. I appreciate you, so I hope they appreciate you. And I appreciate you if you're in the middle of a 16-hour shift and you're tuning in to listen to this nut. Anyway, Bears-Packers. Bears are favored by 1.5. That's your home field point and a hook. 46.5. Now, this is interesting here. I like this over-under because this is a fucking tease for me. If I was still gambling, and I loved over-unders back in the day, master at them. This 46.5 in this game at the Bears. Let's take a quick peek at one thing. All right. It's not giving me any kind of a forecast for tomorrow. So let's call it this way. 46.5, we'll go under. We'll take the Bears. We'll take the Bears and we'll go under. Guys, put your picks in there. As I'm going along, you just feel free. Just put it in the chat, whatever you want. I got the Eagles over the Redskins -7.5 and over 44.5. And I got the Bears -1.5 over the Packers, 46.5 under. Then we move on to Sunday. Massive game in the NFC South. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. The Bucs are at Carolina. They are a 3-point favorite. The over/under is 45.5. Man, I'll take the Bucs, and I'm gonna take the over, and I'm gonna take the Bucs, and I'm just gonna say the Bucs are gonna make a statement. The Bucs. Not only do I say they're gonna make a statement, they need to make a statement, because if they don't make a statement in these next 3 weeks, I have no confidence going into the playoffs of us getting past. Maybe we might get past the wild card round, but the division is going to be a bitch, bro. Because the division, you're going to wind up, because of the NFC West, you could wind up with San Francisco at the fucking top of the heap after tiebreakers. But right now, you got 3 teams coming out of the West. So, depending on how everything plays out, you might even grab one of them in the anytime you look. Who's ever playing any one of those 2 remaining teams within that NFC West? Good fucking luck. That's all I got to say. Good fucking luck. And it doesn't matter if it's home or away, to be completely honest with you. However that scenario plays out between the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers. Good fucking luck. Bills at the Browns. This is one of the games they're supposed to win and just walk away. Let's hope they do. They're at the Browns, -10.5. 41.5 over under. Take the Bills. Give the points. Take the over. Chargers at the Cowboys. I think the Chargers are just going to light the Cowboys up. I think this is just a joke. Why the Cowboys are -2.5, I have no idea. The over-under is 50.5. So take the over. Take the Chargers. Jets Saints, I can care less. Basically, I really would just like to see the Jets beat the Saints, because the Saints are in the NFC South and I just don't like them. Other than that, no dog in that fight. Minnesota at the Giants, again, no big deal going on here. Chiefs at the Titans, completely useless game. But let's go back real quick. Saints are a 6-point favorite at home over the Jets, 40.5. So we'll take the Jets with the 6.5, and we'll go under 40.5. Vikings at the Giants. Vikings are -2.5, 43.5 over under. We'll take the Vikings. We'll take the over. Chiefs at the Titans. I'm going to take the Titans here, +3, 37.5. I mean, that's a mother. Wow, what a tease. I'll go over. Bengals at the Dolphins. This was almost a big game, but it just didn't work out for the NFL gods. Bengals -4 at the Dolphins, 47.5. Two is benched. Joe Burrow all but gave up. Give me the Bengals. Take the under. Jacksonville at Denver. Now, this is a juicy, juicy game. This is pretty much your prime rib game right here. Jacksonville is going to Denver. Denver's minus 3.5. The over-under is 47.5, which I think is a little steep here. So I like the under. I like the Broncos to win the game, but I don't think they're going to win by 3.5. So I'm going to take Jacksonville minus 3.5 and the under. Falcons, Arizona, doesn't matter, minus 3. Falcons are minus 3. 48.5, take the over. Give me the Cardinals. Raiders at Texans, give me the Texans minus the 14. 38.5 over under. Give me the Texans. I mean, give me the over because the Texans will probably put 38 up themselves. Steelers, Lions. Here's a juicy one too. This is another juicy game in Detroit. Minus 7. So Detroit's a 7-point favorite. 52.5 over under. Give me that over. Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions minus the 7.5. Give me that over all day long. That's a great parlay game right there. Don't be scared of that game, guys. Don't be scared of that game. Now, another interesting game. Patriots at Baltimore. Ravens are a minus 3. 48.5. So give me the Patriots, and I'll take the over there. And that's your Sunday night game, which we will be doing live. Monday night, a very interesting game. 49ers at the Colts. Colts have no choice but to win. They are a 6-point dog. They are home, 46.5. I'll take the Colts minus with the 6, and I'll take the over there, 46.5. So there you go. There's a look at Week 16, man. So a few games fall off the radar. Not really worried about that too much. Not too much going on there. It is raining pretty good here in Berkeley, California. What else is going on here? People going crazy with all this misdirection from beat writers. Yes, Sean, they do. Bears over Packers, never figured out over-unders. I guess I broke it down on one of my shows. I probably talked about it in the beginning of the year. I'll explain it. And next time we do that, I'll show you my formula that I used to go with back in the day for over-unders. Bears get payback. You saying, Sean? Yeah. I big game, crucial game, but I'm just giving the edge to the Bears here just because of the way Jordan Love has been playing the last few weeks. Really not that impressive with Jordan Love the last 3-4 games, would you say? And then they took a big blow on defense, so. So you're saying the last second touchdown, huh, to win the game? Okay, down to the wire. Browns over the Bills. Spoiler. All right, Sean calling for the upset. Browns over the Bills. I'll tell you what, Sean. Browns beat the Bills. Bills are going to have to do some swimming in the last 2 weeks. Maybe some pissed off freaking Bills Mafia, too. And the Jets have nothing. Not only do they not have a quarterback, Sean, they don't have anything. They don't have a coach. They don't have a running back. They don't have a receiver. They don't have a punter. They don't have a kicker. The Jets are a mess. Minshew mania. For Kansas City? Yeah. I'm not sad, but I'll tell you what, if you go all the way back to the first NFL show this year in my library, you will see and hear with your own ears what exactly happened to Kansas City is exactly what I said was going to happen to them this year. exactly what I said in the beginning. I said, do not look for. Maybe I used the words, don't be surprised if you don't see Kansas City in the playoffs. And you see the Chargers in Denver knocking them down. And lo and behold, Chiefs couldn't get out of their own way. They never took the opportunity. They never went to the. I don't know what happened there. They just never put anything into their O-line. And their O-line killed them all year and last year. Angus, got you, brother. Angus is going to take notes on how to bet fucking over and unders. I was a master at them, bro. I mean, seriously, I was a master at them. I could pull off some pretty good ones, man. Every now and then, I pulled off a very good one.
Shazam!
Exactly, man. Love been hit and miss. Yeah, Sean, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm like really, I'm befuddled with the Packers. He had a great year last year. He looked very promising last year. Came out of the gate, not on fire, but all right. And then all of a sudden, man, flat tire. Flat tire. Can't get out of his own way. Making bad decisions with passes. Just bizarre. Just bizarre turnaround in a real quick too, man. It wasn't like his car kind of went off the side and then rolled. He just went right off the side there, especially in the middle games there this year. He blew some crucial downs and missed some crucial passes. Especially in the tie game. Especially in that game, he had opportunity to win that. Yeah, get well soon, Mahomes. Yeah, don't hurry, buddy. I ain't waiting for you to come back. I am not a Mahomes guy. I'm not in what everybody's. Let's put it this way. I'm not in on the majority of how people feel about Mahomes being like the second coming of the fucking Easter Bunny. Maybe I'm just spoiled. I mean, when you get to see quarterbacks entire careers, then you if you pay attention enough and you know him and he's good enough, you got the numbers down, you could have an argument for shit. But when you go back in the Rolodex, I mean, I'm going back to Roman Gabriel, Billy Kilmer, Bob Greasy, Fran Tarkenton. I know I'm leaving guys out. I'm just trying to think. Len Dawson, Burt Jones. Just starting there, and then you get to the next level. Your Simses, your Theismans, your Schraders, your Elways, your Marinos. Like, God. And then you get to the next crew of fucking quarterbacks. Your Brady's, blah, 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 blah. And then you get into this next generation of quarterbacks. And I think too many people are just blind to Mahomes and not seeing the rest of the NFL. And, that's just my opinion, man. But that's the way I break it down. I mean, I said it before, and I say it 1,000 times. You tell me, hey, you could start your own football team tomorrow. You could pick anybody in the game. Who's your first pick? And without a doubt, and I wouldn't hesitate, and I'll never change. You'll never ever fucking change my mind on this as long as I fucking live. My first pick, if I was starting a fucking football team and I could pick anybody that's played this fucking game ever, my first pick would be Joe Montana. And then I just fill in the blanks there with the rest of the fantasy people. My team starts with Joe fucking Montana. Because as long as I've been watching this game, going way back to the 70s, it's 1970, 71, 72, if you want to be whatever, I still have never seen anything like it in my life. Well, Vicky, his number, first of all, way different game. You put Montana in today's game, fuck, he'll play till he's 95. You had to see Montana play. You had to see his entire career unfold in front of you. I picked up on Joe Montana because, unfortunately, we were blasted with Notre Dame football every time we turned around for local TV during college season. Fucking Notre Dame was always on. Joe Montana or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. This guy, that guy. And Joe Montana, yeah, his numbers, look at his numbers. Look at his numbers. Yeah, maybe they're not all these extra decimals here or this here, but look at the numbers. And then go back and watch how those numbers got on that piece of paper that you're reading. And then you'll say, oh, okay, now I understand what he's saying about Montana. Right. The closest guy to me, only my opinion, and I'm an expert at that, the closest guy to me, it probably would be my number 2 quarterback pick, not my number 2 pick, but would be my backup, would be Brett Favre. And I'm just basing that on Brett Favre being, I still have the only quarterback I've seen play with as much heart for the game, which is a different level of quarterback we're talking about, besides all the talent, the love of the game, is a tie between Brett Favre and Steve McNair. Put a gun to my head, I couldn't choose between the two of you and tell you who loved this game more. But I'd go Brett Favre. And a lot of it based on that performance on that Monday night against Oakland Raiders when his dad died. Never seen anything fucking like it. Getting goosebumps now just thinking about that performance at Brett Favre. That is just level of. That's a level that a lot of athletes don't get to. Thank God, because who wants to be at that level and perform at that level for that reason? With that on your head, that in your heart. No, oh man, fuck, dude. So there's a lot of things to go into when you say, he's the greatest quarterback. And, just because the guy throws fucking 70,000 yards. Well, I want to look at his body of work. I watched Peyton Manning. I watched Peyton Manning his whole fucking career. I'm not blown away by Peyton Manning. I'm not blown away by Peyton Manning's career. Omaha. I'm not about. Yeah, look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. They got a ring. You go to win a Super Bowl. Hey, a fucking blind squirrel finds a nut too, okay? Eli Manning. My opinion. Take him over Peyton every fucking single day of the week. Never changed my mind. As much as you can't change my mind about Joe Montana being my first pick to grow my football team. You'll never, ever get me convinced or anything else that Peyton was better than Eli. Eli played the game better than Peyton. Peyton had a lot of tools. Eli didn't have a lot of tools. Eli played under the biggest microscope in sports, New York City. Eli did what nobody else thought he could do, stop an undefeated Tom Brady team. Wow. Okay. Not once, twice. Oh, Peyton got by Brady a couple times in the playoffs. Right? His brother took the fucking Super Bowl trophy away from Brady. Twice. Eli, my opinion, way ahead of Peyton. don't care about. I know what everybody says. I know it. I can almost hear people out. I can almost hear what you're saying about it. What the fuck? You take another hit, which I'm going to do. Think of the body of work. Think of what, again, like I said about Montana. Look at his numbers. Yes, stare at those numbers. Well, he was in 4 Super Bowls. Brady was in the. Yeah, okay. Look at those 4 Super Bowls. Look at those 4 Super Bowl numbers. Go get Brady's 4 best performances in the Super Bowl. Go get Brady's 4 best statistical Super Bowl numbers. Bring them over, and we'll look at them and put them up against Montana. See what the numbers are. Okay, boom. Well, they're pretty close. Well, Brady's got an edge here. Good. There's your art. There. Now you got it going. Okay, within these 4 games, maybe Brady had an edge on this one, in this game here. But guess what? Oh, he won this game. Yeah, well, Brady, look at his numbers in the loss against. Oh, the loss against. Oh, look at this. Montana, he won the game. Look at here. Oh, Montana, look. Oh, he won the game. Oh, look here. Oh, he won all 4 he was in. Never threw a fucking interception. His fucking rating chart is insanity in the Super Bowl. Even his playoff numbers are insane. But look at the body of work that put those numbers on that piece of paper. And I'm telling you, Montana was it. I have to keep saying this because I don't want people to just be like, oh, yeah. But in my opinion, Joe Montana is the quarterback that is being described in the textbook of football. That's it. Terry Bradshaw, fantastic fucking good. Great call, Sean. Sean, great call there. Hold on to that thought. Yes, Eli had guts and a lot more. He had a lot more personality. He had more, guts. He had stamina. Let me tell you something. He played the toughest fucking division in football. Dallas, Philly, Redskins. Every year, twice a year. Bang, bang, bang at the Meadowlands. 90 miles down the fucking turnpike in Philly. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, now he's going to Maryland. Bang, bang, bang. Now I'm going to fly to Texas and get bang, bang, bang. Meanwhile, Peyton's running around in the dome. Omaha. Like, dude, fuck that. Anyway, Yankee Kyle in the house. What's happening, Yankee Kyle? McNair, Brett Favre. Yeah. Great names there, Sean. I agree. That's what I'm saying. You look at the body of work of McNabb. Look at the body of work of Marino. And everybody goes to the same fucking thing at the end. They go right to the end of the sentence for Marino. No rings. Okay. Did he establish things that have never, ever been seen by a quarterback? Did he put numbers up that quarterbacks are still kind of chasing to this day? Are we still talking about Dan Marino every time we almost talk about a record coming? Are we insane? Dan Marino. Dan Marino could play in absolutely any era of football. Any era. Pick it. 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, 10s, 1800 college, 2020, and put him anywhere in the fucking backfield, and Dan Marino will shine. Thing with Dan Marino is he had a team that just couldn't pull it together around him to win the big game. And you could say that about a lot of guys in sports who have yet to put on a ring. They've had outstanding performances, but the team just couldn't live up to those numbers. So they become numbers, they become legend or whatever. But are we talking individual accomplishments, or we're talking team sports here? So yeah, it's fucking crazy. But Terry Bradshaw, I thought there was times when Terry Bradshaw, Kenny Stabler, Burt Jones, I didn't think there was times these guys were getting back up off the ground after they got hit. Again, different level of football. the defensive guys that were hitting these guys, it was violent, man. It was brutal. It was violent. And guys like Bradshaw took beatings. Not like 1 week, next game was cool. Then all of a sudden, these guys were getting fucking hit basically almost every time they dropped back. There was no roughing the passer, throwing him to the ground. Oh, come on, man. That shit didn't exist. And that's another thing you got to throw into the equation. These guys now are playing with what literally Lambert was saying back in the 70s. Why don't you just put dresses on these guys? Well, pretty much they got dresses on for the last 10, 15, 20 years in football. The quarterback is, I get it. You got to protect. But come on, what does protecting mean? What do you mean protect him? Protect him and give up the integrity of the game to protect him? Isn't that his offensive line's job? Isn't that the running back who just flew out and missed the block? Isn't that his job? Why am I protecting him? I don't want anybody to get hurt out here, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to be throwing flags all over the place. Protecting that guy over there who has a family. Protecting the kicker who has a family. Protecting this guy over here, the offensive lineman. Why am I protecting the quarterback? He's the franchise. He's the paycheck. He's this, that. Great. You're going to give him big money? Go out and perform? God bless you, man. Do it. You got the talent. God damn it. Get the fuck out there and throw that ball downfield. Let's go win a fucking championship. You could have anybody you want back there throwing. If you ain't got no offensive fucking line, you ain't got a quarterback. You got an infirmary. So the greatness of the quarterback, I think it starts with the guys in fucking front of him. Yankee Kyle. Fran Tarkenton, great call, Yankee Kyle. I was mentioning him. Johnny Unitas was something. Johnny Unitas was probably the first quarterback who the opposing coach put a game plan around him. What do you mean by that? I mean, don't they do that for not particularly like, let's say you're going to own up against the Rams and they have Eric Dickerson. Well, you're going to have a couple defensive meetings about how you're going to plan to key on him. We're going to focus on Dickerson because you know he's going to get the ball. He's going to run for 150 yards, 200 yards. We got to contain him. We got to do this. So automatically part of your game plan is already sacrificed to one guy on every play, regardless, unless he's not on the field. I know you know where I'm going with that. So Johnny Unitas, who's probably the first quarterback general, I guess, game general, you can say. He was on a different level. He was super intelligent. First of all, he was super intelligent. He was a giant of a man. And, man, the fucking guy could throw a fucking football for sure. Yeah, Johnny U. Fran Tarkenton, he was your first scrambler. He was your first scrambling quarterback. He was the first quarterback to move in and out of the pocket. And guys like Michael Vick later on. Fran Tarkenton was doing all that before them guys. With Minnesota and the Giants. Ray Lewis was a beast. Absolutely. And then you get on the level of defense. Defense just keeps getting stiffer and stiffer and stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. These guys are fucking... Defense is just continually grows levels year to year in the NFL. The offense doesn't grow like defenses. It takes too long to grow these guys, I guess. I don't know. Guess it depends on what they're feeding them. But yeah, absolutely. Great conversation going, guys. Great conversation tonight. Glad I came on. Talking sports here. Got a lot of action in the chat going. Got Sean Browning visiting from NY Mania. Make sure you get over there and check out NY Mania. Joe and crew. You can see Sean. Sean appears almost every single morning, along with Joe and Evan for their Yankees bagel and coffee and Yankee talk. Warren Moon. Roger the Dodger Staubach. Now, Roger, Naval Academy, I did a thing on him. I opened up one of my broadcasts with a tribute to Roger Staubach, one of my favorite of all times. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, absolute. Another guy who could take a fucking pounding and a beating and still get up and like nothing. I mean, he was a naval guy, man. Served in Vietnam for 2 years. Warren Moon, cut above the rest, man. He was a cut above the rest. I always wondered what would Warren Moon have done in the NFL if he didn't spend that time in Canada, man. You know, his numbers in Canada were absolutely insane. And when he got down here, man, he just picked up where he left off. Oh, an extra down? Wow. Wow. Yeah, Warren Moon. Dude, the quarterback list can go on and on and on, especially in those eras of the 70s and 80s, early to mid-90s. You know, Kelly, Elway, which I mentioned, Kosar. What is it, Neil O'Donnell? Neil O'Donnell for the Steelers back then. Of course, you had Marino. The Jets had a slew of guys coming in and out. Vinny and the Jets. Vinny and the Testicles. Yeah, he came back from Nam and dominated, man. Roger Staubach played in a really, really crucial era of football, the NFL, spinning out of the 60s, going into the 70s, coming out of Nam. You know, you just had the Kennedy assassination not too long ago. Now you're getting out of Nam. Nixon's in trouble. You got Watergate. You got so much shit going on, man. A lot of crazy shit. Dante Culpepper. Jim Hart. Jim Hart, man. Mel Gray. Jim Hart, Mel Gray, Terry Metcalf. Dan Dierdorf. Great teams. Cardinals were a bitch, man, when they were in St. Louis in the 70s, in the early 80s. They were stingers, man. The NFC used to be wild, man. The NFC East was wild, man. Giants, Eagles, Redskins, Cowboys, Cardinals. Vinny Testicles, Dante Culpepper. Yeah, I mean, who else? Lynn Dickey, Packers. Dan Pastorini. Joe Ferguson, Buffalo Bills. Ken Anderson, Bengals. I already mentioned Sipe and Kosar. Yeah. The slew of quarterbacks that Bill Sims, yeah. Kurt Warner, again, another one. Kurt Warner came later in that 2000 era. You know, he was just, and that was a good story, too, that happened with him. And just talk about being in the right place at the right time, just getting lucky or whatever. But seriously, you're in a grocery store packing groceries, and the next thing you know, you're in the Super Bowl setting records. That's a hell of a story. Doug Flutie, one of my favorites. I'm going to tell you, Sean. Now, Sean, here's an interesting. Sean, you're going to appreciate this, Sean. Doug Flutie. You ever heard of a guy named Herschel Walker? You ever heard of a guy called, a guy named Maurice Carthon? Names ring a bell? Flutie, Walker. They were New Jersey Generals. And me, I was a Jersey General season ticket holder for 2 years. One of the first times I ran into Trump. But yeah, I sat first row in the end zone, man. 2 years for the Jersey Generals. I watched Doug Flutie light it up for 2 years in the USFL. I watched Herschel Walker run for damn near 3,000 yards one year. But, yep, that's me, man. As soon as you said Flutie, all I could think about is those days I used to go to the Meadowlands for all the home games for the Jersey Generals. And just watch Herschel Walker just destroy people. And watch Flutie just run around, man. Yeah. And Maurice Carthon was his blocking back, and which is crazy because Carthon, man, he went to the Giants. In my opinion, again, expert in my opinion, I think, and I'll argue it. If you can come up with somebody better, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. But in my opinion, Maurice Carthon was the best blocking back in the game, in the history of the game. Maurice Carthon led the way for the Giants and a couple other teams, and Maurice Carthon was one very, very unique, very special player. Man, you talk about a utility guy. Maurice Carthon was an absolute beast. He reminded me of Robert Newhouse for the Cowboys back in the day, who led the way for Tony Dorsett as a blocking back. Maurice Carthon was just on another level. And then when he got the ball, it was even more amazing. You're like, why ain't this guy a running back? You know, but he had good hands, good safety valve in the flat, could take a pitch, could take a handoff. But my God, he was the best blocking back I've ever seen. And that was pretty much his assignment. But then you had to fucking respect the fact that this guy had hands of glue, you know, to catch, and hands of stone trying to get the ball out if it handed off, man. Just insanity. 5'10" miracle worker. Remember his game against Boston College? I just played that clip a couple games ago, man. The Flutie, that's right. I have the Flutie Boston College, man, when he fucking just tossed it up against Miami. Bart Starr for the Packers was a tough guy. Yeah, Bart Starr was a tough guy. Bart Starr was a genius quarterback. Again, on the level of a Johnny Unitas, your first generals of the game. Literally. Nice call, Yankee Kyle. I did. I forgot about Bart Starr. Absolutely. I put Bart Starr right up there next to Johnny U as far as the first quarterback generals, field generals, if you will, of that. What we look at now is like, oh, he's a field general quarterback. You know, these guys were doing that long before that. Best blocking back was with the Bucks early 2000s, fullback Mike Allstott. Yeah, Mike Allstott was an absolute beast, and I fucking, it's one of my fucking heroes. He's one of my favorite Buccaneers ever, without a doubt, Sean. Totally agree with you. But, again, not on the level of Maurice Carthon. Curtis Martin. He led the way for Curtis Martin, I think, when he went to New England. Because Parcells took Maurice Carthon with him a couple places. And I think one of the times is when he brought Curtis Martin over to the New England. I'm pretty sure Maurice Carthon was in the backfield already before that. I could be wrong. Len Dawson. Didn't I mention Len Dawson before? I might not have mentioned Len Dawson. Thought I mentioned Len Dawson. Who did I mention? There was somebody in that area. Yeah. So I was right. Yeah, he was with Parcells. Parcells liked. He loved Curtis Martin. I love Curtis Martin too. Curtis Martin and Tony Dorsett are tied for 5th of my all-time running backs that I've ever seen play. I'll explain that at another time. I did a top 5 of players that I've seen play, and when I did running backs, I couldn't decide between Curtis Martin and Tony Dorsett, who to put at number 5. So I just put them together. I couldn't decide. But Curtis Martin, absolutely, man, legend of the game. Absolute legend. And, yeah, Len Dawson, shout out for Len. Again, again, different level, different. You talk about different times. I'm sure, Sean, you've seen the famous photograph of Len Dawson in the locker room at halftime smoking a cigarette, ashtray on the ground in front of his feet. He's sitting in a wooden chair smoking a cigarette. The ashtray is on the ground between his feet, and in one hand he's got the cigarette, and in the other hand he's like reading, I guess, the play sheet. Very famous photograph of him. Yeah, Carthon was with the Jets in '98. Yeah, and his career. Look how long his career lasted, man. He had a long career as a running back, and doing what he was doing. You know, again, Allstott's a great call. Allstott is the last fullback we've seen in the game. There hasn't been a fullback in the game since Allstott left, and basically the guy had to leave the game because he just was a fucking beast. And he was gonna hurt himself. He was gonna cripple himself. Walter Payton, nothing like it. We can get into running backs. As a matter of fact, I won't spoil the top five, but yeah, Curtis Martin and Tony Dorsett were tied for 5th and 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. Not giving anything away, but yes, Walter Payton is there. That I've seen play. So yeah, Walter is there. Have a hit, guys. It's Friday night. Oh, yeah, it's Friday night, guys. Having a great chat here, man. Guys are really pulling some names out. I hope I'm giving you enough, like, quick tiblets on them. A little bit of brief history of everybody you're pulling up here. Pulling out some names, but Sean's right on it. And Sean's like a little sportsopedia. Sean could hang. I'll put it to you this way. If I was like at a bar, when you had one of those trivia shits and you had to start a team, like, you know, to help you out, I'd have Sean on my team. Sean's got a good knowledge of all sports. Of all sports. I don't know how you are, Sean, in hockey. I don't know how your knowledge is in hockey. Because, and quite honestly, Sean, I'm glad you're here. 2 things that they don't talk about on Mania that I wish they did. And I even volunteered to help out, Sean. I volunteered to help out. I was like, told Joe one day, I was like, you don't do enough NFL, man. Let's do some NFL. Let's do an NFL show. I'll put an NFL show together. Put me up there with somebody, and we'll talk for a freaking hour or so. I think Joe's more worried about me. Joe's more worried about me fucking up on Mania by saying fuck or shit or this or talking like I talk on my channel. I told him 1,000 times. I know what I'm doing as a professional, that you know when to censor yourself. And when I'm on NY Mania, I always censor myself. I know it's a family. So I told him, I was like, we got to do an NFL show. Oh, yeah, great idea. I told him to talk to you guys. I guess he never talked to you guys. I was willing to come on there once a week, twice a week. You got the playoffs coming up. I think it would be a good wrap, be something different, add more content. I don't care. I have my own channel, but I don't mind coming on somewhere else. It's just more exposure. And anyway, I think I bring something to NY Mania when I'm on. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I feel like I bring something to the broadcast when I get on there. I think I have legitimate. I think I know what I'm talking. You know. But yeah, that and hockey. Said you don't talk much about hockey. You don't talk much about NFL. You got baseball wrapped. Got an NBA show. You got this. You got that. Where's the football? Let's talk some football. Couple hours a week. Let's talk some football. But anyway, Sean, that was a conversation I had with him. But anyway, I don't know. It's just hard sometimes to just, you're going to do so much in the chat, which is cool. And I love the chat over there, by the way. love to chat on NY Mania. And yeah, I know. It's just I thought it was a great idea. He never got back to me, never said anything about it. And it's just I was like, okay, never mind. He even asked me to be on there when whatchamacallit. He said that Evan was going to take time off to spend with his family. Would I come on to substitute for Evan? I'm like, yeah, of course. Just call me when you want me. He never called. So whatever. I mean, I'm not mad about anything about it. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just letting you know that I've been trying to bring even more to NY Mania. It's just I don't know how much you know or whatever. I know you're in that loop. But like I said, yeah, it's difficult to get on lately. You know, I'd love to jump on there with you guys. I'd love it, man. I love the after party, too. That's all over there on NY Mania. Joe and Company. All right. All right, man. Everybody good? How's everybody good? Ready for the weekend? Like I said, we will be here tomorrow with both games. We'll be here both games tomorrow. 2 o'clock West Coast, 5:20 West Coast. That's 8:20 East Coast. That's 5 o'clock on the East Coast for the first game. Cowboys, Redskins. And then Packers, Bears. Should be a chilly one in Chicago, too. So the weather will probably have something to do over there with it. But for the most part. So anyway, get ready to wrap it up. I'm going to do a puppet show tonight. It'll take me a while to put the puppet show together, but I'll be doing a puppet show. Puppet show is only on Rumble. So if you don't have Rumble, you could always go into the post, go into the comments. Any post on my page, any post on my channel, on my page, go into the comments and there's a Rumble ticket, Rumble link to get over to the puppet show so you can enjoy it. And take me a little while to put it together, but for the most part, there will be a puppet show tonight. Not sure when, but there will be a puppet show tonight. And for those of you who have watched and tuned in and checked this out over there on Rumble only for the puppet show, appreciate you. Thank you. We picked up a subscriber last night. I just seen it. I didn't get no notification of who it was. So whoever it was who subscribed last night, if you happen to be out there listening, thank you. Appreciate you. 17 more to 100. Excuse me. 17 more to 100, guys. Oh, yeah. Being right next to Lake Michigan in December is a bitch. Actually, being next to Lake Michigan year-round is a bitch. Never mind, just the winter. Is Lake Michigan within stray bullet fire? Just asking for a friend. So anyway, let's see what I got here. We got here. All right. Oh, by the way, guys, when I end the show, stick around because I'm closing out with a Greg Biffle tribute video. So stick around and hang out for a couple extra minutes. We're going to end the show that way with a tribute to Greg Biffle on the way out. This show is dedicated to Greg Biffle and his family, his wife, 2 daughters, and all 7 people aboard the plane that went down and took the lives of them a week away from Christmas. Still no reports of exactly what happened, but they did apparently have a issue on that plane, and whatever happened, they tried to get back there pretty quickly and just missed the runway coming back in, I guess. But yeah, so we opened the show with the few Greg Biffle tribute clips, if you will, and I got a special one for the exit tonight. So please stick around for that. If you appreciate everything else, you can just show us your appreciation by hitting the like, hitting the follow, hit the sub, get in the comments, do all that fun stuff. Share us out. Cash App, PayPal. Over on Rumble, you can rant anytime. All the links are in the descriptions. NY Mania link is in there. Go check out Sean in the Mornings with Joe and Evan as they have their bagel, donuts, and coffee and Yankee talk. And Sean, tell everybody I said hey over there. Niven told me he gave you my personal phone number. So, again, Sean, anytime you need anything or whatever, you hit that number up. I'll be there for you. With all that being said, I guess we're going to close it out, and then I'm going to get to work on the puppet show and be back in a little while over on Rumble Only for the 9th. It's hard to believe I'm already into show number 9 on the puppet show. And hey, if you like rock and roll music from today, from days of the past, if you like just checking out old movie clips real quick or something like that, or something out of the ordinary, look, I loaded up entertainment-wise here on Play by Play, but it's freelance for me on Rumble, and that's where I really shine. So if you really want to see my talent and you really want to see me put a show together, folks, I highly suggest and ask you to please go over to Rumble and check out the puppet show. Go from the first one. It's just put it on. You don't even have to really watch it. It's backdrop music and clips, and just it's fun. It's a fun time to put together, and it's even more fun to watch. And like I said, there's stuff there that you haven't seen in years or you've never seen in your life, music or people you've never seen play music. Just go check out the puppet show. It'll be on later, live. Everything we do here on the third floor is live, by the way. I think you all know that. Okay, I will, yes. I'll get a hold of you soon. Yeah, and if you need anything, Sean, just want to shoot the shit, whatever, man, just hit me up. You're the best bet is to text and wait, because I never know where I put my phone, and it's always on vibrate. But I'm always right here, so I get you, man, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, Sean. And again, thank you for your service, and God bless you. 16 hours, man. God bless you, brother. And don't kill yourself for nobody, bro. I get it. You have to do what you have to do to put food on the table and roof over you and all that. I get it too. But a man's health is more important than anything. So if I could help you, guide you, or do anything for you, just let me know, brother. I appreciate it, and I love you. Angus, I will check out that tonight, Victor. I do like the puppet show. There you go. Angus is telling you the puppet show is good. So if Angus is telling you the puppet show is good, the man ain't bullshit, man. Man don't bullshit. I know. I seen him shut a phone off. Took an hour, but he shut the phone off. Only kidding, brother. Angus is the only one that has a clip segment named after him. We don't even have a 2-minute warning clip. It's called the Angus clip. Oh, by the way, 2 halftime clips, 2 halftime shows tomorrow, 4 2-minute warning clips, Angus clips tomorrow, 4 Angus clips, and 2 halftime clips, and a partridge in a pear tree. Got Elvis Live 1972 queued up. Hawaii via satellite, open CC Rider. Suspicious Minds, American Trilogy is the most amazing song on the entire concert. American Trilogy is the most amazing song on that entire concert. I think he also does In the Ghetto on there that's really amazing. But American Trilogy is tear jerking. Of course, he closes it with I Can't Help Falling in Love. You get a little melody of Don't Be Cruel, Teddy Bear, Hound Dog. I think he opens with CC Rider, then he goes into That's All Right with Mama. Then I think you get a melody. Then you get into some good ones, Burning Love, Suspicious Minds. Yeah. Anything else you want to know about Elvis 1972? You know what, Angus? I'm not sure. I know I got it. Let me find. I got one or two Elvis clips. I got to find what file I put them in. But I think one of them's a scene from a movie. It's a song from a movie. Change Your Habit. Change Your Habit. Yeah. I'll see if I can find that for tonight and throw it in there. It's going to be an action-packed show tonight for the Puppet Show. Tonight's Puppet Show is going to be action-packed. It is going to be side-splitting funny. It is going to be some of the best music I put together. We squeeze in 3 acts, an intermission, and an encore. Encore is 4 segments. Don't miss tonight, man. I'm telling you, I'm putting something real special. Look, no spoilers. No spoilers, but just to get you maybe to think, man, fuck that Rumble or whatever. No, listen to me. Get over there tonight to Rumble. Because I'm actually going to pay homage to Rob Reiner. Just a teaser. Going to be a little bit of Rob Reiner involved in the Puppet Show tonight. But I'm telling you, tonight's Puppet Show is going to be off the hook. Yeah, very good stuff. My favorite scene, because I was 9 when that came on, when I was watching that on TV with my mom in the living room, 1103 Fifth Avenue in Asbury Park. I remember the coolest thing was the helicopter coming in and landing in the beginning. I'd never seen anything like that. A man getting out of a helicopter and just committing rock and roll. Like, it was fucking crazy. But anyway. All right, Angus, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, man, for your support. And hope to see you over there. Well, I won't see you over there because you know the Puppet Show secret, though. See, don't let anybody know about the secret about the Puppet Show and seeing me. Don't let anybody know about that. Live chat's always up, but we're going to have a blast tonight with it. It'll take me a little while to put it up, so it might be out a little late where you're at, Angus. I'll do my best to get it out, but you can always watch it tomorrow. Or if you get up later tonight and have nothing else to do, you go, oh, fuck, Puppet Show, just throw it on. There'll be plenty of backdrop for you. You could probably start, catching up on some old high school projects if you want with that on in the backdrop. All right, Angus, love you and appreciate you, my friend. As always, Angus, stay safe, stay blessed. Have a great holiday time. We'll see you all tomorrow. For those of you not coming back, have a happy holiday season. For all of those of you coming back, we'll see you tomorrow for both games. And we'll give you the Sunday schedule, but we are doing the Sunday night game. And we'll go from there. All right. So, remember, people, be kind for no reason. Love and support your fellow man. And like I said, nowadays, mental health is really out of hand, even more than before when I was talking about it. So really, especially at the holiday season, mental health is at its peak. So be kind for no reason. Be careful to the people you're talking to. You don't know what kind of day they had. And you might have had a bad day too, and you just don't realize it yet. So be cool, take an extra breath, and if you need help, we got the numbers for you right here, 988. Just dial it if you need someone to talk to you 24/7, 365 days a year. See you on the other side. See you tomorrow for doubleheader football. Until later. Yeah. Thank you, Angus. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. I love you too, man. One of my biggest fucking supporters I got, brother. And I appreciate that. Your payoff is coming too, if I ever get paid. Now, see you on the other side, brother. See you later. Well, I won't see you later, but the puppet show will be pumping. And we'll be pumping puppets. Whatever. All right, take care, brother. We'll see you on the other side. Everybody else, love you. Stay blessed. Stay safe. And remember, peace out. Oh, don't forget, it's only 2 minutes, 36 seconds, guys. But here's my special video tribute to Greg Biffle.
After racing in the NASCAR Winter Heat Series in the mid-1990s, former racer and announcer Benny Parsons recommended Greg Biffle to Jack Roush. And with that call, the NASCAR world came to know the Biff. With Roush Racing, he claimed the 1998 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Rookie of the Year and followed that up with a stellar 1999 season in which he recorded 9 wins. In 2000, Biffle won the Truck Series title with another 5-win season.
Greg Biffle has officially clinched the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship. Jack Roush, his first ever NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship, his first ever NASCAR championship.
Biffle joined the Xfinity Series full-time in 2001 and won the Rookie of the Year award with 5 wins and finished 4th in the final standings. In 2002, he won another 4 races and earned 20 top 5 finishes en route to his first Xfinity Series title and his second NASCAR National Championship.
And look at Biffle. Oh, that's right. He's the champ.
Biffle began competing full-time in NASCAR's Cup Series in 2003. That season, he earned his first win in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona and finished second to Jamie McMurray for Rookie of the Year. In 2004, Biffle earned the pole for the Daytona 500 and won twice at Michigan and Homestead. 2005 was Biffle's breakout season, winning 6 races, the most of any driver that year.
Greg Biffle's going to lead 219 laps. Greg Biffle wins in Texas.
He finished second in the final standings, 35 points behind champion Tony Stewart.
Greg Biffle in a Ford celebrates his victory in the Ford 400.
In 2013 at Michigan, Biffle won his 4th race at the track and the 1,000th victory for Ford. It was his 19th and final career win in the Cup Series. Greg Biffle is one of only 3 drivers to win both Xfinity Series and Craftsman Truck Series championships and has earned 56 wins across NASCAR's top 3 series. In 2023, Biffle was named one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers, an honor well-deserved for one of the sport's most versatile drivers.
Don Clap off.
Don Clapper.
My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming.
Get a fucking haircut. Look like your mother fucked a monkey.
There's something screwy around here.
Shazam. I am not an animal. I am a human being.
Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
I think Joe is hurt. Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me, is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
You ever been in a cockpit before?
No, sir, I've never been up in a plane before.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Shazam.
He's dead, Jim.
Shazam.
He's looking at you, kid.